All right, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're tuning in, you're probably searching for a way to handle nutrition and weight loss that actually fits into your real everyday life, right? Well, today we are completely demystifying the whole nutrition game. And the best part? We're doing it without the shame, the stress, or the extreme restrictions that usually come with traditional dieting. So take a deep breath. We're about to look at calorie tracking not as some kind of punishment, but as a really calming, empowering tool. It's honestly incredibly frustrating, isn't it? So often, dieting just feels like a rigid set of rules. You miss one goal, or you eat one quote unquote bad food, and suddenly you feel like you've completely failed the entire process. But what if weight loss actually didn't require perfection at all? Today, we are taking that diet panic and throwing it right out the window. We're replacing all that anxiety with practical awareness so you can finally understand what your body needs without feeling like you're constantly failing a test. So here is our game plan for today. We'll kick things off by ditching the diet panic, uncover those sneaky and visible calorie blind spots, learn some dead simple visual portion control, talk about why absolutely nothing is off limits, and wrap up with building consistency instead of chasing perfection. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Ditching the diet panic. The very first thing we have got to do is completely reframe how we view weight loss. Based on data from the Amy Food Journal, the core mechanism of changing your weight is simply thermodynamics. It's just an energy balance. If you take in fewer calories than your body uses, it taps into stored energy. And honestly, this is incredibly liberating. It means a weight loss plateau is literally just a math problem to solve. It is absolutely not a moral failing. You aren't doing something wrong as a human being. Your energy equation just needs a little tweak. Now, you might be wondering, why do those plateaus happen, even when we swear we're tracking everything perfectly? Well, get this. Highly revealing data from Nutrola, which looked at millions of logged meals, shows that people unintentionally undercount their daily calories by an average of 23%. For your typical person, that's over 400 calories a day just completely missing from their math. And I want to emphasize this right out of the gate. This is human nature, not a personal failure. We are just not biologically wired to objectively quantify every single bite of food we put in our mouths. Section 2, the invisible calorie blind spots. So, where on earth do those missing calories actually go? This undercounting happens because our brains are so good at ignoring the calories we consume casually or those little additions that don't really feel like a full meal. When we actually break down these blind spots, the biggest culprit might really surprise you. Cooking oils make up a whopping 30.2% of missed calories. Just a single tablespoon of olive oil packs 119 calories. So, we log the healthy chicken breast, but we completely forget the oil it was swimming in. Next up, we have condiments at 17%. A couple of dollops of ranch or a heavy spread of mayo can easily add hundreds of calories that just slip our minds. Then comes informal snacking at 16%. A handful of nuts here, or let's be real, finishing your kid's pizza crust. Add in misjudged portion sizes at 14.4% and alcohol at 12.3%, and you can see how it adds up fast. Just by being aware of these categories, you solve half the math problem without even eating less food. Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, simple visual portion control. Now, using a digital food scale for a few weeks is a fantastic way to recalibrate your brain, for sure. But let's be realistic, it's not exactly practical to whip out a scale at a restaurant or a dinner party. That is where visual cues come in, as a low-stress, real-world way to manage your portions on the go. Relying on recommendations from the Mayo Clinic and the Amy Food Journal, there are these super simple mental benchmarks you can literally take anywhere. Grabbing a serving of fruit? Just picture a tennis ball. For your veggies, imagine a baseball, or just use your cupped hand. When you're scooping out pasta or rice, aim for roughly the size of your closed fist. And for those really calorie-dense foods like cheese, a standard serving is about the size of 2 stacked dice. By using your hands and everyday objects, you always have your portion control toolkit on you, which completely takes the stress out of eating away from home. This whole idea is summed up brilliantly by nutritionist Mohita Mascarenas from NDTV, who points out that fat loss doesn't require extreme diets, just smarter daily choices. Like, making smart food swaps is a total game changer. Love creamy sauces? Try swapping out heavy mayonnaise for Greek yogurt or Skyr. You get that exact same rich texture and satisfaction, but you drastically drop the calories and give yourself a nice protein boost. It's really about outsmarting the diet, not outstarving yourself. Moving on to Section 4, and this one is absolutely crucial for your mental health. Why nothing is off limits. The data from Carbon Diet Coach highlights this fascinating psychological quirk known as the forbidden fruit effect. Think about it. When you outright ban foods, telling yourself you will never, ever eat chocolate or pizza again, your anxiety skyrockets. You literally intensify your cravings for that specific food, and you drastically increase the chances of binge eating when you inevitably give in. Let's compare these two approaches. Rigid dieting is that old school way, banning foods, carrying around a ton of anxiety, and living with an all-or-nothing mindset that almost always leads to just throwing in the towel. Contrast that with flexible dieting. In the fitness world, you might hear this called if it fits your macros, or IFYM. The science shows this is a vastly healthier, way more sustainable approach. With flexible dieting, all foods fit. You lean on portion awareness instead of strict restriction. You really don't have to give up your favorite foods to see real, tangible results. So what does this look like in the real world? It often boils down to the 80-20 rule. The dietary guidelines emphasize that around 80% of your daily calories should come from beautiful, nutrient-dense, whole foods. We're talking eggs, fresh veggies, cheese, fruits, the stuff that fuels your body, builds strength, and actually keeps you full. But you absolutely can, and honestly should, reserve that other 20% of your calorie budget for those processed, fun foods you love. Chocolate, donuts, chips, you name it. Finding that sweet spot of balance is the secret to a lifestyle change that sticks for decades, not just a couple of miserable weeks. Finally, let's talk about Section 5, building consistency, not perfection. As you start using these tools, I really need to remind you that patience is the single most underrated skill when it comes to tracking. Why? Because human bodies naturally fluctuate. Things like water retention, stress levels, how much sleep you got, all of these will bump your weight up and down on a daily basis. So, let's pack your beginner toolkit. Step 1, track honestly. Not perfectly, just be honest with yourself. Step 2, keep an eye out for those sneaky blind spots like cooking oils. Step 3, use those easy visual portions to keep your stress low. Step 4, keep your favorite treats in the mix, just in moderation. But I really want to shine a spotlight on step number 5. Look at 3-week trends. Weighing yourself every single day will drive you absolutely crazy because you're just measuring water and stress. You have to zoom out and look at a 3-week trend to actually see the math working and spot real progress. That right there is how you nail step 6, building true consistency. If you only take away one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. One bad day does not ruin a week. If you have a day where you eat 1,000 calories over your target, zooming out shows it's literally just a minor blip in the math across the month. It means next to nothing. The only actual danger is letting that toxic all-or-nothing mindset convince you the whole week is a wash, causing you to quit entirely. Just log it, move on, and enjoy your next meal. Seriously, it's that simple. To wrap things up, I want to leave you with this thought. If you stop treating your calorie count like a strict daily report card, how could tracking actually become an amazing tool for self-discovery instead of a punishment? Remember, calorie awareness is just a flashlight in a dark room. It's meant to take the panic out of eating. It's here to help you understand your incredible body, fuel it right, and build sustainable habits so you can actually enjoy your life. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I highly encourage you to take these visual tools and start exploring what works best for you.